Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well this morning. Alright, everybody wants to know and everybody wants to hear, and everybody's saying that I'm being a bitch and a dick and rejecting love offers that have been trying to come to me. But at the same time, you're the same ones who claimed he has a third party, and he does have more than one person in his life. But he's saying now that that's not the case. And he's even wrote a song about it. I just go home at night. I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything. I'm trying to show you how much I love you. Okay. Then show me. Stop blocking me from being able to do things. I'm not the girl that's going to dig in your pockets. I'm that girl that wants to make her own pockets. I'm not that girl that wants to fight over you with somebody else. Either you want to spend time with me or you don't. But I'm not going to fight you for it. You don't want me to compare you to the relationships that I've had in the past, but you're choosing to do things that cause red flags. I have to go by what I've gone through in the past. I don't have anything to go by when it comes to the future. I've never been there. And I don't want to get hurt again. Because, see, this morning I realized that most every man that's ever approached me in my life for any kind of what I thought was substance was paid to be in my life and treat me bad, just like you were. The difference, you genuinely fell in love. And I appreciate that. You couldn't help yourself. I honor that. But you can't act like you've treated me correctly the whole time, or that I have no reason to be upset with the things that you've said and done to my life. Because you have. And you don't want to admit to any of it. You just want to fucking overlook it and act like I'm supposed to just appreciate that you're open to being with all kinds of people and you're open to changing, but yet you're open to going back to it if I'm not willing to let you in. You can't change because it's going to get into my skin. You have to change because that's what you're ready to be living in. I'm not trying to be a Karen. I care. I genuinely care. And if I'm going to take the time to be with somebody, I want it to last forever. I don't want to have to go through all the fucking particles of getting to know somebody all over again just to get my heart thrown in the floor while they run off to be with somebody else that treats them like shit in front of my face. And if I say anything, I'm just a jealous nobody. I've been over backwards. I've lost homes, jobs, money, and even my kids, fighting for people that I loved, who were fighting against me the whole time. And that includes my mom. So for those of you who have an issue with the things that I've said about my mom, there's nothing that I've said that's a lie. There's just a lot of what I've said that people don't want to admit to. Because grown-ass people now know that they're not as true blue as what they were trying to impress people with. And that's okay, I forgive you. I just want to move on with my life. I called you out. No, I don't want you to see me all the time. If I wanted you to see me all the time, I'd have stayed to fucking Tennessee. But I moved. I didn't move for you, I moved for me. I have 4 kids to think about, to look to make sure that they have somebody to look up to. Like, I don't know what world you're living in that makes you feel like you don't have to be that person your kids can look up to, But in my world, in my mind, the way I believe, I want to be that person that my kids can say, well, she walks the talk, dude. She doesn't just tell me not to do this and she does it. She walks the talk, dude. My mom says what she means and means what she says. My mom goes after shit no matter what anybody says. My mom's a stand-up person. She doesn't have to lie to people. She doesn't have to cheat anybody, and she's not out to hurt anybody. My mom's not out here running the roads. My mom's out here getting educated about God. Like, so many parents out there bitch about how they're not capable of being that for their kids. And yet, you're in a position, it's your life. Why can't you be? I'm doing it from a distance and haven't been able to fucking touch my kids. I haven't been able to touch Ethan since 2019. I haven't been able to touch Sarah. I didn't get to touch her in 2017. I got to see her in 2017, but I didn't get to touch her in 2017. And I haven't been able to touch my two youngest boys. 2008. And I didn't do anything wrong to deserve that. I wasn't out running the fucking roads or trying to be with fucking Tom, Dick, Harry, and all the fucking hoorahs. Within less than 60 days of divorcing the man that kept my boys away from me, I was able, on Social Security, having legitimate issues, to render a place of my own for my other two kids and get a car. I was with that man for several years, and he had us living at his mom's without a vehicle. But he didn't have a problem feeding another girl down the road, pregnant with another man's child, his money, getting her vehicles, buying her kids food, that he wasn't even buying for his own kids. So before you judge me on how I'm perceiving things or trying to move forward, let's talk about another one that I went without in massive directions for to help this person. And this person put our son in foster care so that he didn't have to worry about child support and he could marry another woman. Please do not judge me on trying to be safe with the decisions I make in the future, because that right there, dears, was the last one that I loved, the most recent, the hardest one to get over. Please do not judge me for wanting to stay closed to a world where my best friend was my worst enemy outside of my mother. And no man ever loved me, except for maybe the one I'm dealing with. And that was not at the beginning, but only after he had tortured me and watched me pull through it. So before you judge me on the way that I behave, why don't you pay attention to all the shit that's around me and how I'm dealing with it? And even after, still working on my own chi, not bitching about yours or judging yours, but trying to help you and extend what I learned so that you don't go through or you can get out of the situations that you're in already and not deal with stupid shit. Do not judge me because I don't want to gossip. Do not judge me because I don't want to be a liar. Do not judge me because I want to talk about God. I want to talk about good things. I want to do great things. I don't want to raise thieves. I don't want to raise drug addicts. I've met people that are drug addicts. I've met people that are thieves. And listen, We've all been there. We all have that in us, and we've all done it. We've all committed every fucking sin, whether it's metaphorically or physically. Have we learned from it? Have we grown from it? Are we different people from it? I watch crackheads and drunks have their kids every day. I was not a crackhead, and I was not an alcoholic. I had a problem with alcohol for a short time after my dad died, and it tried to pick itself back up after I quit doing drugs. And I didn't let it. I stopped it, and I haven't had a drink since. I honored that because my grandfather was an alcoholic. And so I knew that that was in my blood, and I was not about to let that motherfucker take a hold of me like I did the pills. And the sad part about the pills is that I stand here today still having issues with my system. Not only in ways that most people would be taking those pills for, and I don't take those pills, but by having to reverse the damage that those pills caused from me taking so much of it and thinking it was going to work. So while you're bitching at me about telling you that you need to get off these drugs, I am living through what those drugs do to you. I am dealing with the rotten back, the deteriorating discs, the sciatica, the headaches, the rotten teeth, the falling out hair. Your body feels like you're 100 fucking years old, dude. And you're not even close. So laugh at me if you want to, but I know what it's like not to have your kids. And I wasn't even committing crimes. This was people using the system against me for other reasons that didn't have anything to do with drugs. It happens to be I was the only one who wanted to actually get clean out of a whole group of motherfuckers that will lie to your face and tell you they're clean while putting a needle between their toes and pretending you don't see a thing. Please don't judge me on how I live my life these days. Comparatively speaking, I'm doing pretty fucking well. And God has been there with me every step of the way. So will you never take the excess of God away from me? And I'll never pray for it to be taken from anyone else. In fact, I go the extra mile and do without to this day to provide the data and the tools to help you and I see better days ahead of us, instead of living the same fucking lie that you have to suffer to live this life. No, you don't. No, you don't. What you need to do is be happy. What you need to do is share your life story and do what it takes to shift it into something great. Help each other. Quit being stingy. Everything is supposed to be free, dude. Everything. The labor, the food, the fucking boats and the cars and the plane, all of that shit is supposed to be free for people to fucking use. And wherever job you enjoy fucking doing, you work it for so many fucking hours, and that gives you access to everything else. Everybody has a job in a beehive. And in a beehive, if I'm not mistaken, in a beehive. Now, granted, there is only one queen, but we already tried that one presidency shit, and it don't work no matter what country or language you're speaking. Okay? It don't fucking work. Having one person as the leader making decisions, there's not one person just There's, we're not all built the same. We all don't need the same thing. And the regulations, a little much for the blood. We're supposed to be a free people. Free people. And that means that you're not supposed to be suffering. And I promise you, with every beat of everybody's heart out here, that if you treated your workers the same way that you expect to be treated for running that business, your products would prove to last a lot more. People would put more heart into whatever it is they're working on if they knew they could get the same thing out of it as you. But the idea is gone that they could ever be that. So why am I going to work my ass off and give you all my sweat and tears if you're not going to let me have access to what I'm dreaming of too? You understand? That's why you're having such issues with people making films and people making cars. Those things right there, just those two packages. If it weren't for cars, people wouldn't be going the places that they go. If it weren't for film, nobody would know the things they know. These are very important tools in our society. And they have been for 100 years, dude. Over 100 years. And yet, only people that see the top are the ones that do the least work, or are the most ruthless. You feel like you can just parade around and be mean to people and get the products that you're looking for developed. Do you understand that over the last year or so, my development has shifted according to how I've been treated by y'all? It's not just my feelings. It's the way I've been treated by y'all. Like, why the fuck get up in the goddamn 3 o'clock in the morning? I mean, I do it anyway. But why would I get up and share it with motherfuckers that just gonna make fun of everything that I'm saying? You know it's helping you. And I'm not being fucking egotistical about it. It feels so fucking good to have God run through me enough for you to see it, enough to shift your beliefs into something that makes you light up. That's what I want to see, a bunch of fucking lights everywhere, dude. We're fireflies, man. Yes, I said fireflies. My name is Jennifer, dude. I am full of fire. I don't have anything against it, but I'm not going to sit here and watch you throw your life away and not say something. God damn, what kind of friend am I going to be? And no, I don't like you sometimes. Don't be liars, man. Don't be cheats. Don't be thieves. Don't fucking run your ass into the fucking hole, man. These aren't things that I need to keep fucking repeating, but yet I need to keep repeating because there's always somebody different listening. And that's one thing that I need to grasp as well. But y'all need to quit fucking judging this bitch. Oh, put out. Listen, behind the scenes, what you don't see is the blocked Amazon packages, the blocked careers, the blocked this, the blocked that, and not knowing how to handle that, deal that, or know why are you fucking blocking me from being a part of certain things. I want you with me. Okay, well, if you want me with you, then why are you posting stuff with other women and acting or portraying that you're in relations with them. I don't want to be that girl because I've been that girl. I don't want to be the third party. I want to be the only party. I'm not going to pretend that I'm okay with sharing because when I love my man, I love my man. And when I'm with my man, I'm with my man. I don't look at other men. I don't even pay attention to what's going on in the outside world. We make a world of our own. It becomes like a whole new fucking world, dude. When I get involved with somebody, that's why it hurts when I'm with somebody, dude. Because I devote my entire world to my person. And we build together something. I've done that with every man I've been with, and they throw me out and then shit on their future. So, like, don't judge me because I'm picky these days. Because I have boundaries. Because I don't want to be that bitch running around breaking up families. Don't judge me for that. Don't judge me because I don't want to go out here and spread my fucking legs to any man who wants me. Appreciate the fact that I don't want to be the bad guy in anybody's fucking story. Even if that means I don't get to be a part of your story. At least I wasn't the bad guy. Don't judge me for that. Don't judge me for wanting you to be a good person and not be the bad guy in somebody's story. Or not let somebody else be the bad guy in your story. I didn't get into this journey to deal with a bunch of squawking ass bitches that want to fucking tell me that I'm wrong for having boundaries. God damn, I spent the last year getting told you better not even drink don't drink nothing, don't eat nothing. Like, I got down to eating nothing. Like, I was at a point where I felt like I wasn't allowed to eat anything if I wanted to be a part of God, dude. And I was like, oh my God, that's where it ended for me. I was like, you know what, this ain't even fucking right. These motherfuckers trying to tell me, if you eat, you cannot be a part of God. What the fuck are you motherfuckers trying to fucking teach me to do? What the fuck were you trying to fucking do? I mean, like, what were you, I mean, like, I was like, these motherfuckers are trying to get me, and I mean, there really are people out there that don't eat. Like, there's a girl out there that hasn't eaten in years, dude. I don't know how the fuck she does it. But this bitch is a fucking Taurus and a Gemini, okay? Listen, this motherfucker eats and talks about it. No, fuck you. No, I'm good. Fuck you. I'm not going the rest of my life without food. I'm not going the rest of my life without food. So I can talk to God. I talk to God every day. I have a better relationship with God these days than I've ever had. And I'm drinking a cup of coffee with a whole bunch of fucking liquid creamer in it. I'm getting my chai balanced. Yesterday I got to go to this fucking, I got surprised yesterday. This most beautiful fucking surprise, and oh my God, dude. Listen, this ain't talking about my kids. I'm talking about like, there ain't nothing, listen. Whenever I have an experience for my kids, I know you're listening. I need you to understand. You're the top of the world. No experience will ever be anything better, okay? So when I talk, just know that. Anyway, I just needed my kids to know that I love them. Anyway, I got to go to a lake yesterday. It was like a little pond. There was ducks there. There was birds, feathers, and wet grass. and willow trees, and fountains. I got to get my feet wet. I got to ride a big truck. Ford F-150. Steadfast since 1975. I might have me one of them one of these days. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. You see, it's easy to judge somebody when you're the one narrating the story. But this is my life. And if anybody's going to narrate it, it's going to be me. If you want to be a part of it, at least have the decency to tell the truth. Or take the time to investigate it properly. Because a good journalist knows that there is way more to a story than what's on the surface. And for a bunch of women trying to read tarot, I don't know if you heard, but that's a form of journalism. And you're supposed to do your due diligence to check your facts 3 times, 5 times, and sometimes even 10 times. Don't forget to check your resources, because they're not always legitimate. For those of you who don't go to college, who've never been to college, even a local college, in order to write a paper, a research paper, you have to do research. And that research is limited. In fact, you have to go to certain websites. You're only allowed to use certain resources. Some of them are from other colleges or people that have proven their legitimacy. Like, these people have to be proven. They're called scholarly. If it's not, and when you go into your Google and you do your searching, you have to put in scholarly. Like when you go to the search engine that I use these days, which doesn't have everything in it, but it has the majority of stuff in it, it's scholarly information. The resources that that they're using are, you can use in your paper. You can use to transfer the information onto others, and know that you're giving information that has been checked. You know, people have tried it. People have done research on it to make sure that they're not lying about something. That is what we're trying to build here. I want people to know that when I sit down and I'm talking to you, you can trust the words that are coming out of my mouth. I get emotional. I get mad. But there's never gonna be a day, I don't care. I've been through enough, and people have done enough stuff to me to know that even as mad as I can be in this world, I'm not gonna guide you down the wrong road. I don't have it in me to lead you to be stolen from. I don't have it in me to lead you to be hurt. I have it in me to nag the fuck out of you until you shift your shit into something better than what you're existing in. That's what I have. I'm that fucking nagging mom that won't shut the fuck up, that's gonna call you 1,000 times a fucking day and tell you, hey, you need to do something with yourself. I'm that mom. I'm that mom that's gonna stand over your fucking shoulder and go, are you sure that's what you wanna do? Cause I'm looking over here and seeing that you're happier when you're doing this. And it feels like you're just doing this out of obligation. Maybe you should try doing this over here. I'm that mom. I'm that mom who's gonna tell you when you're hanging out with the wrong motherfucking crowd. Because there's a crowd that is going to lift you and a crowd that is going to refrain you. And you don't want that refrain. Not the bad kind. We're getting rid of that area completely. So that's not even gonna be a subject pretty soon. But part of getting rid of that is preventing people from trying to go to it. We can't just fix the people that are already in it. We have to prevent people from getting in it. For the life of me, I will never forget this child. I will never forget this child. And I will never forget the words that came from her mouth when she said, do you not have enough, I don't understand why people do drugs. Do you not have enough evidence to prove that if you do drugs, this is what it does? And she's absolutely fucking correct, dude. People have been doing drugs and drinking long enough to see the evidence of what the fuck it does, not just to you, to the people who love you, to the people who don't love you, to the people you don't know, to the people you work with or may not work with. That shit affects everybody in the goddamn world, dude. Even in another fucking country, man. People are being affected. You know, last year we had that big fucking storm over, I think it was in Colombia, and they are still pulling cocaine bricks out of the fucking ocean, dude. They are still pulling bricks of cocaine out out of the ocean. Be careful about the fish you're eating. If you get a sudden urge to fly beyond your means and fuck all the time, you've had a tainted fish. Just saying. For those of you who don't know, that's how you'll know. That fish just suddenly makes you feel like, you can do everything in the world. Yeah, buddy. But listen, don't be trying to fucking fuck with that shit, okay? Don't go out here fishing. There are better fish out there that you can do that are free, and it won't cost you. It won't cost you. Okay, I'm just saying. Like, I don't know, throw it away. You probably ate it by then, but I drink a lot of water. If I were you, get some orange juice, cranberry juice, you'd be good to go. That's what I'm talking about. Like, fucking, let's clean this world up and quit judging me for making the decisions that I'm making. If you want to love me, I will love you back. But I'm not going to go out of my way to love on somebody that is in the middle of hurting me in some way. I've been hurt enough, and I don't want to go through that again. You need to stop doing that right there. I don't not love everybody, but I'm not going to take part in being mean to anybody. If I say something, I mean it. I'm not out here to fucking get nobody's rug. I have my own rug to deal with. I don't need anybody else's. And I don't want anybody else's. Somebody's trying to send smokestacks. Somebody's trying to talk to me. I'm not gonna fight somebody. I'm not gonna deny access to somebody who wants to love me correctly. Who wants to be a part of my life. I want that in my life. I don't want cheating, lying, manipulating. I don't want any of that in my life. And I think it's funny how it takes only a month for everybody to forget everything that I was put through the last few years and expects me to just turn over and accept this cup of love. Do you think if I didn't care that I would be trying so hard to make sure that if we're gonna be around each other that it's gonna work out? And that there's not things fucking in the way or gonna fucking put us in positions that are gonna make us go astray from what we're trying to fucking work on to better ourselves? Because I don't want to be a part of the drug scene. I don't want to be a part of all the fucking drama. I don't want to start something and it doesn't work out because somebody's got addictions they're not talking about. Like, you're telling me that I'm wrong for checking that shit? Being a recovering addict, you know, like, that's another thing. Like, you're yelling at me and degrading me for not wanting to be around people who could trigger me back into addiction. You'd rather me be triggered back into addiction than to take care of myself and do what's best for me to prevent me from going down a road that puts me in a mindset I don't want to be in. I mean, how much do you love me? Listen, when I was here back in 2015, 2016, I was getting counseled by a woman who was clean for 22 years, dude. She was clean for 22 years. And she got close with a recovering addict who was fresh off the streets that she was trying to help. It disappeared. That 22 years disappeared just like that. That woman told me that story for a reason. And I keep that story in my fucking head and it keeps me isolated. My sobriety has been the biggest gift and the hardest thing that I've ever had to work for. I'm not asking for adoration or any of that. I'm asking for the respect of don't make fun of me because I'm making choices that I feel are best for me. They benefit you as well. You don't want to see me out here being drunk. You don't want to see me out here stealing your fucking man. You don't want me out here fucking being all that fucking other shit that fucking popping up to my eyelashes and shit. I don't want that either. I'm not a vain fucking person, dude. That's just that I'm not, to me, I, dude, my fingernails don't even get done, man. I did them for a short time and they're fucking beautiful. Nails are beautiful, but them fake nails, they're not for me, dude. I'm a dirt digger, man. And you're like, well, people with fake nails do it all the time. These women that dig their nails, they have the money to go get their nails done and cleaned out and put back on again right away, too. Like, I can pick things up better, and I like natural. I think a lot of women that put that stuff on, they put it on because it makes them feel better about themselves. It's not them accepting themselves. It's them putting on a goddamn mask so they can portray whatever it is that you need to see so that you accept them for who the fuck they are on the inside. Well, I found that some of the most beautiful people are the hardest to look at. And I don't mean that in a mean way, but it is what it is. Like, I found some of the sweetest people, and as you get to know them, that's where the beauty is. It's not the face value. Like a lot of your people out there that are facial value, you get to know them. And it's like they talk or the few sentences come out, and you're like, oh wow, okay. I need to. Listen, I got a phone call I gotta go make. But I'll talk to you later. You have yourself a great day. And then you meet other people and they just start talking to you and you're just like, dude. And you all of a sudden the time has disappeared and you're like, oh fuck, I was supposed to. And you look over and they're not at all what you thought that they would be. And then you think, what are they supposed to be? What is an intelligent person, a beautiful person supposed to look like? That's a good question. What are we supposed to act like? Be kind. I'm trying to open up in a world that beat me the fuck up. And I believe I'm doing a pretty great fucking job. And I'm not gonna let anybody say otherwise. I used to do that. Let you decide what my mood was gonna be for the day. I used to let you decide what I was going to do in my life. I have a God-given talent that not everybody fucking has. And I'm going to spend the next 12 weeks working on myself to make it the best possible fucking gift I've ever had or ever will have. Clear my energies out, and that means sporadic reading still. Because if I feel like I need to take a day for me, I'm gonna take that day for me. And you're like, but we're here, Bob. I understand that. But where you're at on your journey is not the same as where I'm at on mine. I'm not judging you on your journey. I appreciate your value. I appreciate everything that you do. Why are you treating me in a way that feels like you don't appreciate a goddamn thing I do? And for those of you who do appreciate it, thank you. Do you know how many drugs we've gotten off the street? People getting encouraged to shift their dispositions into positions. It's the greatest thing, man. Things are quieting down. I'd like to see more movies where people are having good stuff happen in their life instead of talking about all the crime. Like, that's, like, and I'm not talking, I want no cheesy romance. I'm talking, let's, like, come up with something new and something more real. And not about drama. Because the future is in your eyes. you're in your senses. And what you put in your senses is the future that you're building. So when we're listening to the music that's out here causing damage, that's going to cause more damage in the future. When you're watching these movies where people are cheating on each other or hurting each other in some way or doing all that stupid drama, I understand sharing your stories. I do. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. But I'm saying we need to find a happy medium or it runneth over with positive movies and kind of step back on the horrific news. Um, I like being able to see news where people are talking to people that are everyday people doing everyday things that make a difference in their own little community. It's not just the big shots. It takes every fucking person on this planet to do something. And even if it's just sit there and live, they're doing something. Everybody counts. Everybody counts. Even the people that have done the things to us that we don't fucking like, we don't want, we didn't appreciate. You have to find a way to appreciate that because you wouldn't be who you are today if they wouldn't have done what they did, and you wouldn't know who you are today. You wouldn't have known it. But now you do. Run with it. I am. Do you think that I would have figured out that I was holding these gifts that I have if I wouldn't have been challenged to use them? Which is usually the way that you find out that you have gifts, is you get challenged to use them. And now I'm being asked to like pour everything into sharing them with others so that they can get through their stuff too. The next 12 weeks are mine. I have spent almost an entire year fighting for my insurance back so that I can finally start getting treatments that I have been needing for years. I am doing what I set out to do. It's going to help not just me, but you as well. I want to be loved and I want to love. I don't deserve to be beat down for it, and I'm not going to go around beating anybody down for it. But I am going to put my all into putting myself back together again before I start providing you with daily services of half-ass energy that keeps getting drained because I keep trying to get on here and be with y'all when I need to be putting that energy into just myself right now. I've given you guys some of my best days and some of my worst days. And I'm asking you to give me the next 90 days to go through the part of the healing process that I need to finally put the past away and get this fucking fresh journey of this new world of peace that we're building going. 90 days. You've gone through the hardest fucking part with me. Now I need to go in basic silence for the next 90 days to make sure that there's a lot of money being spent. There's a lot of gifts being given to provide me the healing that I'm going through right now. Not everybody gets access to the shit that I've got access to right now. And I'm not going to abuse it. So I'm not going to dive into the negative fucking bullshit. If you're talking negative, if you're talking bullshit, I don't want to hear it. If I get on here, I'm not being mean. If I get on here, it's to push out the messages, to share some love. I just need you to send me vibrational energy back if you want to. Don't send me the hate. Just appreciate the love that I'm sending you. And you don't have to send anything back in return. Just don't send the hate. Because I'm not hating you. Even after everything, I don't fucking hate you. Some of you I may not want to be around. But I don't fucking hate you, dude. Dudettes. Doozy doos. I don't hate anybody. I am going to be... You gotta love the cats, right? And it's music. Music makes the world go round. Music, 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 music makes the world go round. Come here, boo boo. He's like, oh, wait a minute. Let me see if I can try to... Boy. It's plastic, honey. I guess you needed to find a beat. Give me the beat. God damn it, Janet will get him out. It's just sad, Miss Jackson. I mean, if you gotta call your friends. Listen. I love you, music. Oh, I love you. Alright. I'm going to send you guys off with a couple messages real quick. And then, like I said, it's still going to be sporadic messages for the next 90 days through the rest of the year. This has been an 8-year. I've had to put a lot of work in that you don't even fucking know about, in ways that you wouldn't understand the type of work that's been put in. I'm not judging you for what you've done or saying that you haven't done as much or any. I'm talking about myself right now. I'm not talking about anybody else. And for the next few months, I'm taking on what I said I was going to take on. I'm pushing myself to extremes to get myself situated to live my dreams, dude. And my dream is to be able to fucking heal people. That's my dream. I want to be able to heal people. I want my presence to make people happy. I want to be a person that people can go to in their time of need, count on, and be able to overcome stuff because they came and talked to me, or I had something that provided them assistance in some way. That's my dream. That's my dream. And I don't know how to get there, and I don't know how to do it. But I'm doing the best I can with what the fuck I think I know. My dream is not to sit around gossiping about other motherfuckers. My dream is to help people get through some somber moments. To help people get through gateways of changes. To help people get through their daily devotions to spirit. Discussing what is going on in somebody else's world as well as to what it compares to yours, depending on the context, could be right or wrong. If you're out here trying to use it to cause problems, well, to each his own, I guess. I prefer to help people with my gifts. And I'm not going to judge you for what you choose to do, but I'm going to let you know that people like me are not few. And We run a better game than you. We've got God. I'm just saying. Like, in case you needed to hear that. Like, we've got God. And He comes through. Like, no ordinary. And if not, then, you know, Sophia jumps that ass and sticks her foot right there between the cheeks and says, do I need to twist right, left, or shove a little deeper? Get that cleaned up. And that's what we're doing right now. So nobody ever has to suffer again. I'm not asking you for anything except to fix yourself and help create a better world for everybody involved. And that's everybody who's living, by the way. Everybody has things that they need to work on. There's nobody that's exempt. There's nobody that's perfect. So if you're standing at a pulpit or you're standing in an outfit that says, I'm suited, you are not better than anybody else. Nobody is. Even the saints will come down and say, we live on a different realm. That doesn't make us better than you. That makes us different than you. Okay? So you need to, like, I've been waiting to say that for a minute. There's a form of alignment I would like to be on, and it is involving absolutely no drama. I'm doing what it takes to get there, and I'm just asking you to do what it takes for you to get there too. I can't do your work for you, and you can't do my work for me. I can't stop you if you want to do things that aren't good for you. But I can sure as fuck pray that you'll find the light one day. You don't want to be a part of my life? I'm okay with that. I practice non-attachment. Y'all need to understand, when you're dealing with me, I have been without 4 kids, all of my kids, since 2010. Since 2008 for 2 of them. I've been fighting for my kids since they were born. There's nothing else in this world more difficult to deal with in your everyday than being separated from your kids. So, when you come at me, please understand that. You can call me all the names you want. You can judge me all you want. You can say whatever the fuck you want. You can feel however the fuck you want. I'm okay with that. But I'm still going to get on here, and I'm going to give my God's blessings, and I'm going to give my God messages, and I'm going to do my God thing. And that's to help change this world so no more kids have to go through this shit. Mine did. You're on board or you're not. It don't matter. You can float me the fucking generational fucking, well, we're at the Gen X, Gen Z. Who the fuck cares? We're a group of motherfuckers that need to heal ourselves. And if we work together, it'll happen faster. But the longer you deny the fact that you have work to do, too, the longer it's gonna take for this fucking world to be where God really fucking wants it to be. Where nobody is suffering or having to ask for anything. It's there whenever you want it. That exists. That life actually fucking exists. And I'm trying to help us, along with many other people, trying to get us to that fucking position. If you quit fucking fighting us and stop believing, oh, well, my dad taught me this, or, well, if your dad was doing so correct, would you be having to do that same goddamn thing, or would you have progressed? Because usually through the generations, you're supposed to progress. You're not supposed to do the same fucking thing that your mom and dad did. You're supposed to do something different. Whatever they did adjusted you into wanting to do something different, which leads to something that grows something in the fucking world you're living in. Each generation provides some sort of growth, dude. But these parents out here and these dignitaries, they keep wanting to fucking keep shit the fucking same. How the fuck you expect the world to change if you keep trying to shove it in a fucking cage? You can't do that, dude. It doesn't work that way. You need to let people fucking live their dreams. Do what they fucking want to do. If it's not go to school, why the fuck should I have to pay you more than it will ever cost me to fucking buy a house to get the education to buy the fucking house? And the education that you're providing me, it never fucking works out. Wherever I'm supposed to use that education, it never works out. So you're telling me that before I can start my life, this fucking shit drives me nuts, dude. These same people, when they were starting out, their parents bought them houses, their parents bought them cars, their parents put money in their safety deposits. Many of these people that are making rules for everybody that we need to fucking do this and this and this before we're accounted for in the community, they weren't accounted for in the community before they were provided for in the community. But they want us to be accounted for in the community before they will help us in the community. No, motherfuckers, that's not how you were fucking given at all. Don't fucking lie, don't fucking cheat, and don't fucking twist the goddamn information up or try to fucking hide the fact that you were given pretty good stock to fucking provide with yourself. Yeah. Everybody deserves to have the fucking dream, and it's available out there. You take money out of the goddamn picture, and everybody's happy. What the fuck do you need money for? Not a goddamn thing. You're still making the fucking products, right? Whether that money is swinging or it's not swinging, those products are still getting made. Those animals are still getting bred. That food is still being eaten. Them houses are still getting built. Does money matter that much that we have to live in a world full of crime? Do these drugs mean that much to you? Does that money you're making off these drugs mean that much to you that you're willing to lose the family that you love? I don't think so. None of you can tell me I haven't sacrificed, and I'm okay with it. I'm not saying it's a sacrifice, but I need the drugs that I'm being told I'm not allowed to have if I ever want to see my kids again. Like, I need pain relief. I have issues that need assistance. And I'm having to go through multiple routes and years of research to figure out how to tend to these things without chemicals that shift me into something I don't want to be. I've been down the road of Adderall and Klonopin and Xanax and the Vistarol and the fucking, they've had me on lithium, they've had me on all the Subutex, Suboxone, all the different fucking pain pills. From the bottom to the top, I've been on that shit. They've had me on boxes and boxes and boxes of medication. That all turned me into somebody I didn't want to be, and none of it fixed the fucking problem. But what it did do is cause me a lot of problems. You don't have to worry about me relapsing. I'll never fucking do that shit again. The issue was, I really need assistance. I really have issues that need therapy of some sort. since I can't, I don't have a choice to go to these alternatives that are destroying your life as well, even if you don't want to admit it. Please don't make fun of me for that shit. Because while you're sitting in your pot and stirring it, I found a fork and I'm climbing up the little ruts that have been made by keeping it in the fucking pot too long in other fucking recipes. And getting the fuck up off that shit. You should too. Cause man, that motherfucker stinks. And it ain't gonna get clean. It's meant to be washed the fuck away. Don't shit on yourself trying to impress other motherfuckers. It's not worth it. Trying to stay tied down to the shit that you know isn't good for you, that's shitting on yourself. Don't do that. I'm not absolutely proud of who I am right now, but I am absolutely honored to be who I am right now. Because five years ago, I could not have told you I'd be here right now. 10 years ago, I was losing all hope to get out of the world that I was living in. Today, I'm in the middle of healing from the world of shit that was put on me I didn't ask to be a part of. Many of you are in the same boat. Now you know. Do something different. If you want to read about me, take the time to read the real story. Those tabloids, they're just trying to make money. And you guys like them terrible tarot readers. Them tabloids. The ones who are impressed with lying about motherfuckers. Tabloids. Well, every form of journalism has it. It's not lying to say that the tarot reader is a god gift. Come on now. Listen. I might live from God, but that doesn't make me blind to what is going on. Not everybody is prepared to hear the truth. That's what the tabloids are for. Well, because sometimes the truth means you have to let people go, or you're in the wrong, or it's a hard truth about yourself that you need to know about. But it's easier to lie about somebody else than it is to accept the truth about yourself. Either way, you're like, many of you are like, well, we're the ones with the money in our pockets. Yeah, how's that spending doing? Do you enjoy making that money and spending it? Or does it make you feel bad and you're grouchy and hateful and you're lonely because guys don't want anything to do with you? You're rich and you get to go spend money, but you spend it on yourself and the friends that you're buying because you've done so many people dirty. The only time they come around is when you have something. Keep talking about people. Listen, you ain't gotta tell me the fucking truth about people, I isolated myself. The same people who I told the truth about, they're admitting the truth. I didn't lie. While you might be ducking or trying to come up with other means of saying that I'm the liar or I'm the bad person, I'm not the bad person. Maybe in your eyes because I don't agree with what you do or say, or because I stand up for myself, or because I took the time to find out how valuable your readings are. I'm not mad at nobody. And nobody's gonna get me out of my peaceful energy anymore. It is what it is. I have more days that are full of happiness when it is just me and the people who can hear me when I'm not online, listening to everybody talk about what everybody else is doing. My vibration is different, and I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to stop doing readings because we need it, I need it, you need it. But I am going to stop listening to readings because a lot of, not the ones that are correct, a lot of your attention is trying to take me off of my riverboat. And I don't need friends like that. I've already learned that lesson. But I think a lot of you who are like that because you don't know what it's like to have a friend like me. Because people like me, they exist, but a lot of them stay to themselves. I can go over the past of my life, or I can fucking just let you know that I've been there and I'm not gonna go down that road again. Like, you shouldn't either. Don't accept a friendship just because, okay, that friendship needs to be honored, man. Appreciated. You need to want to have good things going on for each other. You should want to be happy for people. And if somebody doesn't want to be with you, that means there's somebody else out there for you. If somebody wants to be with you, they're not going to treat you poorly, put you on a back burner. I want to be genuinely loved. And when I hold my man's hand, I don't want to smell another woman's perfume on it. That's not asking too much. If I'm not the one, I'm not the one. And I can understand that, appreciate the honesty of it. But if I'm the one, I want to be treated correctly. There's nothing wrong with that. But for the next 90 days, what goes on at home stays at home. And because you guys decided that it was worthier to try to keep us divided, many of you won't get to see special moments in the romantic life of mine or anybody I'm with. And that's your doing. That's not me being a bitch. I don't know what is going on. And I'm not making decisions based on visual performance. your emotional feelings. I have to get to know somebody inside and out. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Don't force me to make a decision about you when I've never touched you. Don't force me to be a part of something that you know could lead me in a direction that could hurt my health. I'm not going to do that for you. Please don't do that to me. If I think something's going to hurt you, I'm going to tell you. That's just who the fuck I am, dude. Whether I like you or I don't like you, I'm still going to tell you what's better for your life than not. I'm just that fucking person, dude. I love with all of my heart. And I don't want harm for anybody. I'm just asking for the same in return. Let me give you messages. The path to light. I make the conscious choice to move toward the light one step at a time. I transform my weaknesses into strengths by mastering my thoughts. I overcome obstacles with positivity and acceptance. I develop my gifts and extend my light to every being unconditionally. You see that? Unconditionally? Don't judge. We are meant to spread the light. It's not our decision to make as to who deserves the light and who doesn't. We're just supposed to spread it. Whoever catches it, catches it. It's none of our business. All that is. Today I notice the love that powers all of life. I see that each tiny part of the universe is an expression of that love, and I am aware of the presence of God in all things. I open myself to this magic. I marvel at the splendor of all that is, of which I am truly a part. Discovering. Today I release my old beliefs, convictions, and preconceived notions. In their place, I seek new ideas, innovations, and endless possibilities. I am adaptable. I am able to see beyond my previous limitations and discover greater worlds inside of me. That is your reading for today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. I have been on here much longer than I was anticipating. However, there was a message in here, and it's nothing but love, beauty, and light. Until next time, guys.